Hey there, it's Mandee Montana. Are you taking great care of your skin? You know I use great products. I take my vitamins and I drink plenty of water, but I could be better about applying sunscreen daily and making sure my skin is protected against premature aging. What about you? Well, I've got great news. I have a solution. It's the new Premium Diamond Glow Treatment at Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Tyler. I love it. I went recently and it exfoliates and hydrates your skin at the same time. Amazing, right? My skin feels so soft and silky after. You have to try it. If you've never had a facial before, they have different options at Hand and Stone, like hydrating and brightening. But if you're struggling with dark spots, hyperpigmentation, sun damage, sallow skin, enlarged pores, or maybe oily skin, this is the treatment for you. If you want your skin to glow and look and feel amazing, book the Diamond Glow. Schedule now by visiting Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in the Cumberland Shopping Center in Tyler or online at handandstonetyler.com. Life doesn't always need a total overhaul. Sometimes it just needs an edit. Welcome to the Midlife Millennial Edit, where we talk about the tweaks, pivots, and perspective shifts that make all the difference. Midlife Millennial Edit is brought to you by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Tyler, helping you feel your best through every edit of life. Schedule now by visiting Hand and Stone in the Cumberland Shopping Center or online at handandstonetyler.com. I'm your host, Mandee Montana, broadcaster, storyteller, and fellow midlife millennial, on a mission to explore what thriving really looks like in this next chapter. From wellness and creativity to career pivots and community, we'll dive into real conversations about curating a life that fits who you're becoming. Grab your coffee, take a deep breath, and let's make this edit together. Hey friends, it's Mandee, and I have a very special friend to share with you today on the Midlife Millennial Edit. She was a part of Celebrating Women about a year ago. She was here and we talked about thriving in midlife, which feels very appropriate for where we are now. So my guest, Lisa Pulliam, is here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, Mandee, thanks for inviting me again. Yes. I am so honored to be here.
I loved having you here the first time. You have been this wonderful, joyful presence in my life over the last year. We keep bumping into each other, or we'll send a text or see each other online. And you've just provided such encouragement and love in my life. And I just want to say thank you for that. But also, running into you at lunch the other day felt very, what is the word, like kismet. It was just special and serendipitous. And I was like, I need to invite her back on the podcast because I know you have a lot to share.
Oh, thank you. And it was amazing to see you. And it was so interesting how the timing of that worked out because I had just seen your new branding of your podcast.
Yes.
And then I turned around after ordering my food and there you were. And I was like, you have a new podcast.
Yes. So it's similar. It's the same heart. It's just a little bit of a shift in conversation, a little bit more of me, which feels a little awkward for me. Most of Celebrating Women was a conversation with other people and with guests, and I've been putting myself out there on my own a little bit more with this, but the heart is still the same, and I still want to have guests. It's just been a matter of like, my life has been very much a story of pivoting this last year, and I think in midlife that's really common, so I was like, I should just tell this relatable story. But one of the things that has stuck out to me lately is knowing that we're getting into this busy season of the holidays. December is going to go by in a blink of an eye. And if we don't slow down and notice it, it's just going to fly by us. And I was reading your Thrive Sisterhood email this week, and you had some really beautiful words. And you were like, how do you want to feel this holiday season? And it made me stop and really think about it. And I was like, oh, I need to talk to Lisa about this and share it with other people because you had, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 sentences and they were powerful and poignant, but I thought this could be more of a conversation.
This is my heartbeat right now in my life, not only in the holiday season, but at all times, especially right now stepping into the holidays. Because Mandee, women, we are going to do all the things for all the people. We tend to have a hard time saying no. We are wanting to show up full out for our loved ones, our kids, our, in my situation, grandkids, work, job, boss, coworkers, church, community. We just want to do all the things. We want to make a difference. And what happens at the holidays, and I've seen it so many times, is we literally become so depleted that the season of joy and peace becomes just passing out and exhaustion. And it can and will rob us of our joy if we don't be intentional at the get-go as we walk into it. And so when you said you read the email, and that's been my question the last couple of weeks, it's been my question inside of my Thrive Sisterhood community, as I co-hosted a night of yoga and just relaxation last week at Body Wisdom Yoga, a new studio here in Tyler that I love. And we asked that same question: how do you want to feel going into the holidays? Because I think the key to living a peaceful life and a joy-filled life is being in touch with how we feel on the inside. Because on the outside, we can put a big smile on and do all the things and be absolutely exhausted on the inside.
Oh, I've definitely done that. I think women do that on a regular basis.
Totally. Yeah. And then take it to the next level. If you're an entrepreneur, a purpose-driven woman, a leader in your community, you have goals, you have dreams, you have ideas for the new year, things you want to do and be and accomplish. But so many times we wake up on January 1st and we are so wiped out, and we're looking around at our holiday decorations going, oh my gosh, I've got to put these away. I am so tired. I am so done. I'm so glad this is over. And I feel like that's a sad way to start the new year. So I want to help women wake up on January 1 and feel vibrant and rested and alive and excited about the new year. So that's what I'm teaching and learning and doing right now.
I love that. And I know that I've seen you over the last year taking a pause. I know you took a break from social media over the summer for a month. Is that right?
30 days ended up in 45 days.
Really?
Because I enjoyed it so much.
I can imagine. I have not taken a break from it for any real length of time, maybe a few days here and there. What did you notice about that was so life-giving?
Yes, that was truly a life-changing 45 days. What I noticed leading into it, and the reason why I even decided to do it in May, I just was feeling this restlessness. I was doing the thing. I was waking up early and having that sacred pause. I have a morning mindfulness meditation practice that helps me become very present. I was doing all those things, and yet I was still feeling my energy was drained, and I was feeling very distracted and very scattered. And one morning I was out walking early in May, and I heard this voice, this thought come over me, which is, you need to take a break from social. You are so distracted right now, so wondering, you spend so much time thinking about what are you going to post next and who's doing what and what programs being offered and just the pressures. And so I did. I made an executive decision with myself. And on June 1, I deleted Instagram and Facebook from my phone. And Mandee, it was hard the first couple of weeks. I'm going to be honest. I was putting my phone on airplane mode at night. I do that anyway. Put my phone on airplane mode, and then I was just leaving it on airplane mode, like for several hours in the morning, not even looking at it till about maybe 9 or 10. And that urge, right? I kept wanting to reach for it. I would grab it, pick it up, then I would set it back down. Oh yeah, it's off right now, or I don't have the apps anyway. Just don't worry about what's going on out there. Just be present, be present. So I had a little bit of a detox go on in my body. We have a dopamine addiction in this nation.
Oh, I know.
And this
I have it. I understand.
Right?
Yes.
We all do to an extent.
This is so relatable. All the things that you're describing. I'm like, gosh, how often do I just reach for it like it's an appendage?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like we are so addicted to this little device that we have become so reliant upon. So it took a couple of weeks, and then I finally started going, okay, this is Had a little bit of a withdrawal there, but now I'm kind of liking this. I was finding myself journaling more. I was getting up earlier because I wanted to have that quiet. I couldn't wait. I have a special place out on my deck. I know you know about that. And it's my place that I have what I call my soul time or my sacred pause in the mornings. And I was lingering a little longer. I was journaling a little more, breathing, just resting, listening, watching the world wake up, just noticing things that honestly, when we're always picking up our phones, we just can go through life and not even notice so many of the beautiful little blessings, nature, birds singing. So that was after 30 days. It was July 1. I remember this so vividly. I came in from the deck. It was about 7:30, 8 a.m. I was about to go get in the shower and get ready for the day. And my husband was leaving for the office. And he says, "Hey, today's July 1st. You getting back on social media?" By the way, he's not on it at all. Never has been. Not at all. And is perfectly content with that. And I had not even thought about the fact that it was July 1st. And I said, you know what? I haven't even thought about it. And I haven't missed it. And I think I'm going to go another couple of weeks. And I did.
I love that for you.
Oh, it was amazing. And in fact, when we create space, Mandee, in our heart, our mind, our soul, what happens is when we create space and margin, and we're not constantly filling it with noise and distraction, we start to receive downloads. That's where creativity starts to flow. An idea, someone that you haven't talked to in a while that drops and you think, gosh, I should call that sweet friend. Haven't thought of her in a few months. Wonder how she's doing. You pick up the phone, you might call. She might say to you, I needed to hear your voice today, right? We create space to respond instead of react. I was noticing that I was writing every morning. I've been a journaler for years of my life, love journaling. And about 2 or 3 weeks into June, one morning I said, you know what? I read what I had written that morning. I said, this is the book I've been thinking I was going to write for 2 or 3 years, but kept telling myself I was too busy. I was writing it.
You were too busy opening social apps. I relate to that.
I was writing it and I didn't even know it. So
how beautiful.
Yes. So very excited about that coming out hopefully in the next couple of months. But yeah, it was just you said the word life-giving, and that is exactly what it was. The day, middle of July, the only reason I got back on, and I literally debated, and I debate every day. I discuss this with myself. Should I just delete? What do I do here? And then, of course, that voice, but how do I share inspiration and market my programs and help women? And if I take myself completely out? So I have these little conversations with myself. I was co-hosting a big women's event that was coming the end of August, and we were rolling out all kinds of marketing for that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get back on because I really want this to be well attended and need to throw myself into this women's event. And so that's why I rejoined social media, and I'm still on.
But you probably have a new relationship with it, I would think.
I do.
Are you not feeling as restless?
I'm really not. When I start to feel restless is when I go to, let's say, create a reel. It takes me a while because sometimes it can be time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
Figuring out the video and editing. And if I'm sitting there for an hour or 2 hours, I start feeling like this is too long. I don't want to spend this long. This morning, something really interesting happened. I'm putting together plans for our upcoming women's retreat next year. And I was working on the copy on my website, looking for a certain picture. And I came upon a little short video message that I had recorded like last January or December. And it was really good. It was just this message that I wanted to get back out into the world. And I took it and created a little reel and popped it out and went, okay, moving on, moving back to my project. That feels good when things just flow easily.
I know what you mean.
The ease of, I think that when we're flowing in our lives in ease, then we're smack dab in the middle of who we are created to be and what we're created to do in that moment. I think that the pressure and the stress and the striving, it doesn't work anymore, Mandee. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't. And as we're headed into this season, part of the reason I brought that up is I think it's easy to get sucked in to the comparison and the social media and everything, especially during the holidays, because people are, and listen, I love to see my friends' family Christmas portraits. It's one of my favorite things about social media.
Right?
I love to see everybody's like beautiful clothes, their happy smiles, but it's really easy to get sucked into just constantly scrolling, seeing how many likes you get, seeing how many comments there are. And I get sucked into it too.
Yeah.
I'm totally human. I get it. But I think part of the reason I brought that up is figuring out what that relationship is during this season with social media as well could be helpful, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think one of the most distressing things that we can do to ourselves, our mental state, our emotional state, is wake up first thing in the morning and grab our phone because we open it up and we start getting sucked in to other people's lives, comparison, jealousy. Wow, look at that family. Now I feel like a failure because I haven't taken my family to Disney World. And, it creates so much inner turmoil. I don't even think we realize that it does.
So much of it's probably subconscious.
So I'm such a believer in what I call a sacred pause in the morning, delaying the phone a little while, allowing yourself time to breathe, to whisper a prayer of thanksgiving or gratitude, to go walking, to whatever you need to do. And I've got some practices that I do daily that I teach the ladies inside of our community, especially into the holidays, how to be intentional with your day. It starts in the morning. How you spend the first few minutes of your morning will literally impact the rest of your day. It's like you're taking your power back. When you take your morning, you take your power and you take your peace. You own it first and say, you know what? I am going to create my day today. I'm not going to let the outside world and all the things I'm looking at and getting sucked into determine the kind of day I'm going to have.
That is powerful. Do you want to share some of your practices? You can go as in-depth as you want to. I'm sure you would love to have our listeners in your Thrive Sisterhood.
Oh, I would.
At any time, could you give us a tease?
Yes, of course. Yes, being intentional. First of all, Mandee, I believe that our inner world creates our outer world.
I do too. I have seen it
be
true in my life.
Yes. We get in life not what we want, but we get who we believe ourselves to be. So the most important appointment you can have all day long is the appointment you have with yourself. And preferably first thing in the morning, getting up, creating a little bit of a routine. It's going to look different for everybody. So for me, here's what I do. I love my coffee, but I try to drink a big glass of water with lemon first and brush my teeth and get some warm clothes on. And I love my deck. I encourage you to have a sacred space. I think if you can create one little space, a little corner of your home, a deck, a garden room, that's your place. It's cozy. It has a comfy chair, a blanket. I think that's the consistency of that creates, it gives you incentive to go and visit it, right? So I love my deck. So I'll get my coffee, get my warmies on right now this time of year. In the summer, I've probably got a can of mosquito repellent, the tank top on, and a fan going. Oh, Lord, what am I doing out here?
Also relatable. Yes.
Oh, Texas. Good morning, mosquitoes. And I like to sit and take a few minutes to breathe. We so often breathe shallow as women. We're going through our day at 90 miles an hour from one thing to the next. Intentional breathing is bringing the breath up from deep within the belly and drawing it up slowly. Deep inhales through the nose, deep exhales through the mouth. This kind of brings our central nervous system down a little bit. It just calms our mind a bit, calms our bodies. and allows you just to become present. Breath is presence. Our minds wander. Okay, I'll be the first to say that sometimes I'm sitting there trying to do that, and all of a sudden my mind goes, how many eggs were left in that carton in the fridge? Did my husband drink all the milk? Oh, shoot, I forgot to get, okay, that happens. We're women.
Yeah.
I encourage women, put a little notepad and a pen. It's okay to open your eyes, jot a couple things down, but
And let it go.
And let it go.
Yeah.
Jot it down and then come back and breathe. And I'm a believer in stillness. I love to just listen. Awareness is the first step in creating the life you're meant to live. We have to be aware of what's going on inside of us, listening for the thoughts we're thinking, feeling into the emotions that might be arising without judgment. Listen, I'm going to speak to the woman as I speak to myself that's walking into the holidays with a little bit of grief, with some loss. The holidays can bring up a lot of emotions of sadness. Okay, I start to feel sadness right now. I feel tears coming up because I'm in this holiday season without a particular loved one in my life, and it's very difficult. So the holidays can bring all of this. And I want to invite you, my friend that's listening to this, don't judge yourself for that. Just love yourself through that. A lot of times those emotions, they just want to be seen. They want to be acknowledged. Sometimes it might be just whispering, hey, sadness, I feel you in there. I see that you're missing this loved one. Yes, we are. We're missing her. We're missing him. And it's okay because joy and sadness can exist together in the same body. There is no light without darkness. There is no darkness without light. It's a both and thing that's happening inside of us. And so part of my sacred morning pause is allowing whatever emotion is there to be seen and to come up. Sometimes I just need a good cry, Mandee. Sometimes I need to grab my journal and write for a few minutes. What's going on here? When we shove our emotions down, and we do that when we're staying busy. A lot of times when we're busy, we are. Yes, we do. A lot of times busyness is unwillingness to feel the feels. It's easier to stay busy.
Yeah.
I get that. I have been there, and I commonly have to step out of that busyness and into presence again, because emotions get stuck in our bodies. And when I began to go through a very heartbreaking personal journey with a loved one several years ago, is when I dove into what happens inside of our bodies when we go through a heartbreak, a trauma, a betrayal, a grief, a loss. Emotions come in, and our bodies store those emotions, and they will stay there until we begin to learn healthy ways of releasing and letting them out.
I just read a book about this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is that?
Letting Go.
Oh.
By David Hawkins.
Okay.
I think you would really enjoy it.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I would love, if you have the time to listen or listen to it or read it, I would love to talk with you about it sometime. Yeah. I just think you would love it. I think it would be something you would enjoy.
Absolutely. It sounds right up my alley. Feeling our feelings is the beginning of healing. When we push them down and ignore them, they don't go away by themselves. And they can wreak havoc over time in our lives, like you said, mentally, physically, emotionally. So I believe that taking this sacred pause, it's so much deeper it's a deeper healing practice. It allows us to be present, get front and center present with our inner selves every day. And I have just found in my life that if I don't do that first thing in the morning, it is probably not going to happen.
Hard to stop and slow down and do it
It
later.
is.
I've got the distractions and invitations and opportunities, life happening. And
yes, what happens is when we don't deal with our stuff, it creates confusion. It can create brain fog. It can mess with our hormones, with a lot of things. And as midlife women, we are at this stage where we've lived a lot of life. We've gone through a lot of ups and downs. We've had some hard stuff and a lot of great stuff and everything in between. And we want to make our lives count. We want to look ahead and go, gosh, I don't want to keep cycling or circling around to that same issue again and again. How can I break past that and go? So I feel like taking this morning pause, this sacred pause, is a way to really increase awareness, to just be open to more of who you are, and to start allowing yourself to release more of who you're not. We got to get clear on what we're not. Sometimes we don't know who we are because there's some junk in there that we're not. And it's like weeds. Weeds grow up over a garden and they're covering up the beautiful flowers. There's beautiful flowers underneath. If we can start pulling those weeds, we can see the beauty that's growing underneath. And there's so much more for you, because every woman listening to this was created for life and light and purpose and love. And there's a calling on your life, and you're here on this planet Earth for something so beautiful, to make an impact. It could be an impact right around in your precious little family of people, and it can be beyond that. And you have gifts. And you have skills and things that you've been gifted and given to do and to use to make this world a better place. So I'm really passionate. One of the reasons why we named our community Thrive Sisterhood, Mandee is my sister Kristen and I co-host this community together. And we are all about helping women thrive, body, mind, soul, emotions. Thrive meaning really weeding their gardens and allowing the most beautiful flowers to grow so that our life is a beautiful thing for ourselves and for others. My sister and I both have a specific role in the community, but taking morning time for mindfulness, for meditation, for breathing, for presence. It might include some journaling. It might include just sitting in stillness for a few minutes and just noticing the beauty around you. It might include some positive affirmations. I'm big on our self-talk, the way that we speak to ourselves. I often say to our community of women, speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you love.
It's hard to do, but it's so important.
We would not dream of saying the things to our children or loved ones that we do to ourselves sometimes.
I've gotten better about it over the years, but only because I've been intentional and because I'm around people like you that encourage it.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're talking about this.
Yes.
I think it's huge. Is that part of what you do during your morning routine as well?
Yes.
Just have some positive self-talk with Lisa?
Yes, absolutely. I love to come up with one or two affirmations, just a statement for the day. It might be something like, today I trust that I have time to do everything I'm needed to do.
I love that. I think that's a really powerful one.
Yeah.
It sets you up for success.
Yes.
Rather than, oh my gosh, how am I going to get it all done?
Yes, absolutely.
It's easy to lean into that, but if you take the opposite approach, suddenly you have gifts of time.
Yes. The other piece of this seasonal theme that we have going inside of Thrive Sisterhood, and by the way, we're calling it Stress Down, Joy Up.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah. Stress down, joy up. Who doesn't want to walk through this season with more joy and less stress?
I do.
And that's what we're about doing. So we talked about emotion in our bodies, and emotions are energy in motion. One of the things we asked our ladies the other day on our weekly Zoom call was, to make a column in the middle of a page. I asked him, write a line down the middle of the page and write 2 columns. And the top of one column, energies that drain. These things drain my energy. And on the top of the right side, these lift my energy. These things or people lift me up, light me up. It is so crucial, Mandee, to be really present, again, with the energy, how we're feeling inside of ourselves. Usually it's in our heart space that we feel something bringing us joy or something draining us. And I might say, or someone draining us, because sometimes the something is a person.
Yes.
So we have to, I encourage and invite women to really get clear. In fact, I invite the listeners, if you want to do this exercise, to just make a list. What are things or people or situations that bring you so much joy and that light you up and you feel it on the inside, particularly to do with the holidays? Maybe you're thinking about a childhood tradition that you haven't done in 25 years and you want to revive that with your family, and you want to bake cookies and take them to the nursing home and bless some people's lives. So it can be that, it can be little things. And then the other column, what drains your soul? What drains your energy? Be really clear. Pay attention to that. Write those things down. Sometimes a lot of people know exactly what those are. One might be, I do not want to cook the chicken tetrazzini casserole for the office party this year. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking 3 hour, no, not going to do it.
I will bring the paper plates this year.
I will bring the paper plates. I will pick up the Doritos, right?
Yes.
So identifying things that drain you, you have full agency, full permission to take your power back and to take your peace back by drawing a healthy boundary and saying, thank you so much, but I will not be able to do that this year. I'll bring the paper goods instead. It's when we give ourselves away, we allow blurry lines, blurry boundaries. We show up as people pleasers. We don't want to disappoint. Gosh, I can't say no to that because what would that look like if I didn't say yes to that party or that situation or that person? We're basically abandoning ourselves. We're abandoning the authentic, beautiful woman that you are. When you give yourself away like that, when you allow blurry boundaries. So a big piece of that is really knowing what you desire and what you don't, how you want to spend your time and how you don't, who you love being around and who you don't. And I get that sometimes there's certain maybe entities or people in our lives that we're going to see, and it's a family dynamic and it's something that maybe isn't avoidable, but maybe we can minimize the time spent. So you have permission. If someone listening to this is waiting for permission, I'm just going to say, I give you permission. You have permission granted to just, you do you. Because when we show up as our authentic selves, as whole, as healthy, as empowered, choosing joy, choosing light and love, and the things that light us up, we are better for everyone else around us.
It's exactly what I was just thinking about. When you are able to minimize that time or fill your cup with those joyful things, then when you do have to be around someone that maybe drains you, at least you're full to begin with and you're not already drained.
So good.
Because we stay busy and we stay drained. But this morning practice that you're talking about, these sacred pauses, looking for the joy, finding it and filling up our cup, prevents us from being totally drained all the time.
Yes, absolutely. Mandee, I'm just going to toss this out. I've got a free resource I would love to give away called Sparkle in Midlife.
I love this.
7 Secrets to a Life That Lights Your Soul.
Oh, this is perfect.
A lot of what I'm talking about is in that. It's a free e-guide, and I'm so happy to send that to your listeners.
Yes.
I'll give you that link, and you can drop it in the show notes.
I will.
And I'd love for ladies to grab that and use that. You can utilize that resource in your morning pause, your sacred time for you. And I would love to say too, if you are not someone that's had a discipline or a practice of a morning time, soul time, mindfulness, meditation, whatever that word is you want to use, it can be challenging at first.
Yes.
Oh, there are so many things pulling at us. If it means taking 3 minutes, if it means pouring yourself a cup of coffee or hot tea, going outside or going to your special chair, setting your timer on your phone and just breathing quietly for 3 minutes, then when that alarm goes off, you stand up and you give yourself a big old hug. It's a beautiful way to start this.
I needed this encouragement today so much. I have fallen out of that practice and I'm awake. I could be doing it. Really, I have the time in the mornings. I'm just avoiding it. And I don't know why. I need to get still and think about why I've been avoiding it, because the happiest, most productive I've been in my life have been times when I was very intentional about having a morning routine and a sacred pause like you're describing. Mine looked pretty close to what yours does. I wasn't out on my deck, but I had a chair in my house. And I'm a big believer in drinking water before having that cup of coffee too. So I do the same thing, some supplements that I take. And then I get still and would journal gratitude or listen to a meditation or write some affirmations or a mixture of all of those things. And it wouldn't take me that long, maybe 20 minutes. But I felt at my best when I was doing that. And I needed this invitation to start again. So I'm so glad that we're talking about it.
I'm so excited for you, Mandee. I believe that when we create that little bit of sacred space with ourselves, there's magic in that. There are gifts in that. There is something for you to receive. It may not happen instantaneously the first time you do it. It could be the answer to a prayer. It could be just a creative idea. It could be a good cry that you just needed to have. There are some beautiful gifts inside the space. So creating margin for a little bit of space in the morning, I believe, can absolutely change your life and change the trajectory of your life. They say just even a degree, a little tiny degree in a different direction will change the course of your entire destination.
I know you've got some big things on the horizon, and I definitely want to touch on these. I love the free resource that you've offered.
Yes.
But tell us a little bit more about how someone could get involved in the Thrive Sisterhood.
Yes. Thanks for asking that. So our Thrive Sisterhood is a community of midlife women that are uncovering their perfect purpose, creating authentic connections with the common goal of wanting to thrive in life, body, mind, soul, and emotions. We are a membership community, and for about the price of a dinner out with a friend, you can come in for monthly. It's a month to month. You don't have to sign your life away or sign a contract. Come in for the month. Come in for the holiday season and join us as we come together and really encourage each other and remind each other to take the sacred pause, to create an intentional holiday season of joy and peace instead of stress and pressure. And we'll be rolling out some new, just wonderful content and challenges in January. One of the things we offer inside of the Thrive Sisterhood, we have a weekly Zoom call. One of the weeks is an alignment session. This is a mindset. My sister is a certified facilitator in a beautiful meditative process that helps you create new neural pathways in the brain. You release limiting beliefs, infuse yourself with worth and value and goals and dreams. That is one of the calls a month. Another one is I offer a guided meditation and breathwork session. I'm a believer in breathing and breath. I'm actually in a certification class right now as a breathwork facilitator and loving that. And then the other two calls are coaching and connection. So there's so much more I could tell you about, and I can drop a link if that's helpful.
I would love that,
for
yes.
ladies to check that out and to come in to Thrive Sisterhood with me and my sister, Kristen. I live in Tyler, Texas. My sister lives in Corpus Christi. We're 7 hours away. We're close as close can be. And we are just loving being together in this journey of helping women be all they were created to be. I got to mention real quickly, I've got a new book coming out,
I'm
Mandee.
so excited for you.
Oh my goodness. This, as you heard earlier, was born during my social media detox back in the summer, but it's called Be Still and Know. And I got to say, I'm still vetting the subtitle, but y'all will be the first to hear. This is what I'm leaning towards: a 30-day sacred reset with presence, breath, and the divine whisper. I'm going to be rolling out everything I've talked about today, a lot of the practices that I literally have infused into my own morning sacred pause, and other things to help you along your journey of really coming back to the woman that you were created to be.
I'm so excited to read it. And do you want to touch on your retreat at all?
We are going to the U.S. Virgin Island of St. Croix in October of 2026. Woo! It is going to be a curated, beautiful experience of body, mind, soul, emotional wellness, but it's called Dream and Thrive. And we're going to be guiding you through a spectacular week of getting very clear on what your goals and your big dreams in life, and creating space for you to really make plans to move in that direction and to become the woman that is worthy of those dreams. We're so excited.
Oh, I love it. And plenty of time to plan for that too.
Oh, yes.
Set it on your calendar, start planning. Lisa, thank you so much. I look forward to sharing the resources and the links that you've talked about. And I look forward to reading your book once it's published. And just thank you so much for your time and your friendship.
Mandee, thank you. This has been a joy and a blessing. Happy holidays.
Thanks for tuning in to Midlife Millennial Edit. If today's conversation inspired you, I'd love to hear from you. Head over to mandeemontana.com to explore more episodes, resources, and ways to connect. You can also send me a quick text through the link in the show notes. I love hearing what's resonating and what you'd like to hear next. Until next time, remember, life doesn't need a total overhaul, just an edit.